some positives were Hilton Coliseum, Hilton Coliseum, and Patrick Downey, both showing some great counter offense during their matches, some stuff that I haven't seen this year yet. You want to comment on that at all? I mean, I saw Weatherspoon tonight fight off a million takedowns and score some great takedowns against Lujan.
Yeah, I think the guys you mentioned really competed with their heart. They competed with their heart, they competed with their soul, and they competed to win. And we can live with that. And we're happy with the way that they continue to fight. Because I think Leland was down late in the match. I think De Blasio was down late in the match, and they were able to pull out those wins. Obviously, Pat jumped to an early lead, and he just got to get his brain in control. I think he looked a little fatigued out there. I thought he looked better in his very first match of the year than he has in his last couple. So he's got to turn up his training regimen and get his weight a little bit more under control, so we can just power through 7-minute matches.
How good did you feel after, I think, maybe those first 4 or 5 matches?
I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good. You got Marcus Harrington wrestling a freshman, and really believing that Marcus is a lot better than the kid, and we just didn't get it done. We just didn't do enough to win, and thought tired out there. And then Keon jumped out there, and really, I was really surprised with Keon's effort. Especially coming off the North Carolina match. He had some words to say to the whole team about this match and how he wanted to perform, and for whatever reason, got a little tight out there and didn't do a whole lot. So
Marcus Harrington almost got the last second takedown, took his headgear up on the mat, and kind of you had to go pick it up. What was your reaction to that?
Well, to me it looked like it, I don't want to, your headgear on the mat, I think it speaks for itself. I don't know what he was thinking or why he did it, but your headgear on the mat speaks for itself.
How frustrating is this now with just how the season's gone and just this added?
Yeah, man, it's pretty frustrating. It's frustrating because the guys are better than that. I think I've seen that. I've seen better performances out of those guys, and it just seemed like some of the urgency just hasn't been there for whatever reason, or they're feeling some stress and pressure of everything around them. Who knows? But it's every match feels like a must-win match. This felt like a must-win match, but I've been feeling like must-win matches my whole life. So it's frustrating for sure, man. Losing's no fun, and we've lost our share.
You mentioned those guys being stressed out. What about you? I know, given the struggles you guys have had this season, and then what Jamie had said earlier in the week.
Well, Jamie's got a job to do. He's got a job to do, but I'm more frustrated and upset because I like to perform. I like to see our athletes perform. I like to see our athletes do what they've trained to do. My stress level is of such where I rely on a higher calling than in my position or my job situation. I know that there's only one person in control, one God controlling my life, and so that's what I really hang my hat on to kind of relieve stress or anxiety because I know it's real. But at the same time, it's real. We live in this world, and so it's. I didn't see everything that Jamie said, but I seen some tweets and some things like that. He put some stuff out that the Des Moines Register carried from there. But I understand the situation. It's not like I'm ignorant to the fact that we're not performing real well.
Where do you go from here?
Well, you go back and you go back to work. What are you supposed to do? We got a lot of matches left. You got a lot of wrestling left in the season, and so you got some guys that have some opportunities to really qualify for the national championship and qualify or go to the Big 12 championships and win championships. So it's still a lot of matches left. We got Oklahoma next week. We go on the road to Pittsburgh and West Virginia. Oklahoma State's coming to town, and so we just gotta continue to keep our head up and battle and understand that this is that you're gonna suffer some hard times, and if we can come through this thing the right way, they'll be stronger for it. So we got some different things that we plan to do with our guys to maybe connect to some of the things they aren't doing, because obviously we believe that they know all the techniques, they have all the skills, and there's just a little component missing that's costing us, matches when it shouldn't. I mean, I think, I was pretty confident that, like I said, Harrington will go out there and find a way to win. We didn't wrestle him against North Carolina, just to kind of send a message to say, hey, we didn't wrestle you because we want you to understand that we expect you to compete at a higher level than that. And so we knew what the expectation was going in this match, and so I was pretty frustrated with what ended up happening. And obviously, I just felt like Keon could have just loaded through him a couple times and gave himself a chance to win. And he kind of got out-faked Russell a little bit, but at the same time, he didn't do anything to really dominate that match until the last 10 seconds of the period to make those things happen earlier. So I just think we lost matches I didn't think we were really gonna lose. I thought we could really, pull the match, stretch the match out with 97 and heavyweight and 25, and that just didn't happen. And then even Earl, is surprising the way he didn't battle when he was when he got taken down and didn't get off the mat. He got rolled out, he got hit for a stalling point. That point probably ended up costing him the riding time. The stalling point ended up costing him the match. And those are things that come straight down to effort. And so, surprised that Earl let the kid stay in the match with him.
You mentioned the urgency and effort a few times. What can you do in the practice room to instill those things?
Well, I think, instead of just the individual technical skills that we continue to bang out or challenge our guys in, I think it needs to be more live situations in those same positions, and make sure that they can make those connections when it gets hard, when it gets heated. But that should already be ingrained in those guys. But that's what we'll move to the next as far as some individual training. We just won't work specifically on skills. We'll challenge them more from a live standpoint in those positions. But they get that in regular practice as well. But maybe they need it a couple times a day.
I'll take 2 more questions.
We're good.